guys? TJ with TJ O'Connor Fitness. Hey, guess what? We're in the cold season, and you start getting into November, December, January. People start getting sick. Flu season comes about. I got some tips on trying to make sure you stay healthy for the winter, and things that do help and things that just kind of mask the symptoms. Okay, so what we want to look at right now is what masks the symptoms. So all the stuff that you kind of take, like this chest congestion thing right here, you know what I mean, or something like wall flu, okay, or even like this right here. All those are fine to help mask the symptoms, but they're not going to heal you. Your immune system heals you. So don't think that you're going to take that and it's going to get you better. It will mask your symptoms and help you temporarily feel better, which is sometimes what we need to do to get through our sicknesses, to go to work and feel a little bit better at work. But you're going to feel like shit. As soon as that stuff starts wearing off, you're going to feel bad all over again. All right? So your immune system has to be stronger in order to beat the cold. Now remember, most colds, and including the flu, are viruses. So it has to run its course. Your immune system has to beat that. There's no antibiotic that's going to kill a virus, because viruses aren't bacteria. Viruses are virus. So you need to improve your body's ability to beat the virus. So if you have an upper respiratory cold, my biggest suggestion is kiwis. So kiwis have actually been proven to lower the amount of time that you spend with a respiratory infection by up to 3 days. So if you eat kiwis, include the skin. The skin, a lot of people don't like it. It's got fur on it, whatever. Clean it off real well, you know what I mean? And eat the skin. Easy peasy, just like an apple. That's the skin, I think, holds about 70% of the vitamin C. So you can look that up if you want to. I'm not going to put it up on the screen, but I think it's about 70% of the vitamin C. So if you really want to maximize what you get out of it, eat the freaking skin. And then you got showers, okay? So I know something that helps me a ton is, with upper respiratory, most likely you're going to end up getting phlegm in your chest. It starts up here, but it gets down here. It's just the way it is. So it'll travel. So you want to start coughing that stuff up as soon as you possibly can. So one of the things that I do is I always take a really hot shower first thing in the morning, right when I wake up. I try to do it right at the end of the night as well. And you want to turn your fan off in your bathroom, and you want to let that steam just build up. And then you want to take really deep breaths in while you're taking that hot shower, and let that steam get up in your lungs, and you'll start hacking, and that's a good sign. You want to get that stuff out as soon as you possibly can. The faster you get that stuff out of your lungs, the faster that virus is going to be gone. So I would do that. I sometimes do it up to 3 times a day. Sometimes I don't actually take a shower. I'll just shut off everything, put some towels under the door, and just turn it on as hot as possible. If you have a steam room at your gym, that might work too, but you're hacking all over people in there and spreading the virus inside the steam, so I don't know if that's a good idea. But just make sure you get into a steamy area. The other thing that you can do is make sure that if you're going to exercise, maybe focus a little bit more on the cardio aspect of exercise instead of hard resistance training. I know this is super hard for bodybuilders and strength athletes, including myself, but you have to know when to kind of pull back a little bit, because if you train too hard and you break down too much muscle, you're just going to make yourself get more sick. It's just the way it is. When you train really, really hard, really heavy, really intense, you break down enough muscle to actually lower your immune system just a bit. And anytime you lower your immune system when you're sick, well, it's going to make it a lot harder to get better. So you want the temporarily lower of your immune system, because then it bounces back and gets stronger when you're healthy. But when you're sick, that's the last thing you want. So cardio will help improve blood flow and increase your heart rate temporarily, as well as make your lungs work harder. And if that happens, then you're going to get some breaking up of that stuff in your lungs because they're working harder. That's a good thing when you're trying to hack up a whole bunch of stuff. So if you notice yourself start coughing, well, That's not the worst thing in the world, because that's our natural response to stuff in our lungs, is to cough it up. So getting a little bit of cardio going, getting our blood flowing, that's just going to help you get a little bit better. I'm not saying go do sprints. That would be the same level of intensity as weightlifting or intense bodybuilding style training. I'm saying maybe a good long walk or a treadmill, bike at a moderate to low intensity, just to get your heart rate up slightly above your like normal working heart rate. So if you were normally exercising when you do your cardio at like 110 beats per minute, maybe bring it down to 90 to 100 beats per minute. Something like that. You got to kind of know your body to know what you can do and can't do, but maybe just get your heart rate going, get your breathing a little bit, stuff like that, make it easy. The other thing I would do is make sure you sleep as often as you can. Sleep is where we do all of our recovering. The less you sleep, the worse it's going to be for you. When you have an upper respiratory cold, it's going to be hard to sleep because it's all up in your face. Now what I do is I actually set my pillows up kind of high and I sit in an upright position. Helps me sleep better because it drains down. Now it's going to drain down in my lungs, but like I said, I wake up and I hawk it all up and it gets out of my body. The other thing that you can do is, hey, if you sleep on your back, it's all going to drain down into your throat and you're going to wake up coughing. So lay on your side. It's a real simple thought process. If you lay on your side, well, at least it falls to one side of your nose. Make sure you get all that stuff out, but you'll probably sleep a little bit better. I tend to wear one of those nose things that pulls my airway open and you breathe better. You need to sleep, okay? Sleep as often as you can because that's going to help you recover a lot quicker. Drink as much water as possible because everything, a mucus that gets stuck in your throat gives you one more opportunity to get a throat infection. Anytime you get a throat infection, now you have swollen glands, you can't swallow, you can't eat, and it lasts a really long time, and you can end up with strep throat or something like that. The last thing you need is a virus turning into a bacterial infection. So make sure that you're drinking a lot of water and pulling all that mucus out from where your nasal passageways hit your throat and down into your stomach and excrete it. Okay? So those are the tips I have at the top of my head right now. You can always take stuff like turmeric, green tea extract, green tea. Obviously teas are great because it's like the warm will break up the mucus and the warmth will kind of pull that mucus down and break it up a little easier. Plus green tea has tons of antioxidants in it which will help you recover very quickly, as well as give you a little bit of caffeine boost to help your energy levels throughout the day. Make sure you're taking your zinc, magnesium. That'll help you sleep and calm your system before bed. There's elderberry now that they've come up with. Now I've had not that good of results with elderberry, but it does have some good properties to it. So if it works really well for you, you might want to try it. You're going to increase the amount that you use throughout the day. Any kind of vitamin C fruits. The kiwis are great. Those are your best bet for upper respiratory, but you can also go with lemons. That can't go wrong with lemons. Limes, you can't go wrong with limes, and obviously any mango or any type of oranges, any type of citrus fruit in like orange form. I was thinking of like cuties, tangelos, that kind of thing. So I hope this helps, guys. This is just some tips to kind of get you through the 6th season. If you have any questions, anything specific that you have for me, I'll be happy to answer for them. Just comment below, and I'll answer some of those questions for you. Got some new stuff coming out pretty soon. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.